What's happening, peeps? I'm D, and you are at Divination with D. And as always, I'm always thinking about something. Um, I've always been a bit of a loner. Like, I've never really needed the company of anyone. It's nice to have, but I've never ever really been pressed to have anyone's company. I'm pretty good at being to myself because honestly, I'm an introvert and I tend to push myself to be more extroverted than what I actually am. And the thing that I've noticed is just being myself, being introverted, a lot of times people tend to have a problem with that. Especially if you're nice looking. And I'll say like this. Everybody's version of nice looking is different than the next person's. So what one person may view as being beautiful, somebody may view as just being pretty or all right. I say that to say my hair just don't want to act right. About to take these braids out anyway. The one job that I had when I was in New York, my boss told me don't talk to nobody here, and he basically meant don't deal with none of the guys. And he told me this during the interview. And I'm thinking, I ain't trying to be with anybody anyway. Because I was just coming off of a breakup. And I wasn't interested in anyone. I just wanted to go there, go to school, because I was going to school at the time. And get my job done. That was it. I'm really good at working by myself and keeping to myself because I enjoy my own company and I keep myself entertained enough up here that I really don't need the external stimulation from anybody. It's pretty draining. And for most introverts, they can attest to that the more energy that you have to expend on people, the more drained you feel at the end of the day. And I noticed that as I was going around, because at that time I was working in housekeeping for the state. And I had my music, you know what I'm saying? I was good, just doing me. And I did notice a lot of guys were trying to talk to me, and I was just like I was like, hi, and that was it. If I would even say hi, like I would just walk past people and didn't really speak. I would just kind of keep my head down. I just didn't want to be bothered with anyone. I was not trying to get to know anyone. And so one of the girls that worked for housekeeping for this outside company had made a remark and said, you act like you kind of stuck up and too good, like you can't talk to nobody, like you better than other people. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, I said hi to you and you acted like you couldn't respond. And I was like, I waved. You mad because I didn't open up my voice and verbally say hi? Fuck out of here. Like, who are you? I don't owe you anything. I don't have to speak to you. I didn't even have to wave my damn hand. And as far as you thinking that I'm better than anybody, I said, well, that's your own insecurities. And thinking that I'm, too good or whatever because you think that I feel a certain way about myself. That's your own insecurities that you're projecting on me because you might feel a bit less secure about yourself than I do. I said, but I really don't need anybody's company. I'm fine. And she was just saying how people around the job, other girls kind of felt like I was a bitch and I was stuck up. And I was like, really? And that's very interesting, simply because I don't talk to anyone. So I'm stuck up. I said, but nobody has really ever come up to me to try to hold a conversation out of these other females that think this way about me. Never try to talk to me, never try to ask me anything about myself. But because I go around here unbothered, not reaching out for anybody's company, this is the label, so to speak, that I have received. And I was like, you know what? With all of that talk of the way that y'all see me, I really don't need to be around y'all. Because you guys are very prejudiced. You're already prejudging the situation before you even know anything about it. And I was like, I'm good. I don't need to be around people like y'all. I said, a matter of fact, I'm fine with my own company. Like, again. So, I can be friendly. But have you even given me the opportunity or the chance to come up to me and say something more to me than hi? And just because you see me in a hallway and I walk past you and I don't say anything, it's really because you don't know like what's going on in my life. Like I could have a whole bunch of shit going on in my life that I just don't feel like dealing with anybody. So she kind of had a bit of a different opinion after I spoke. And I said, on top of that, I can be kind of shy too. And I really don't like engaging a lot with a lot of people. Like sometimes I really just like to be to myself. I said, this is one of the reasons why I took the job that I have, because I can work alone. I like working alone. I really don't want to work with anybody. I don't want to have to talk to anybody. So after setting her straight, it really kind of dawned on me how people tend to have a certain kind of view of you without you doing anything. And the more insecure people tend to be about themselves, the more they project that negative image on you about how they feel you are. Because you could be, the same way that I am, very introverted, very much to yourself, but very comfortable with who you are and not really needing a company of anybody else and just fine, like doing your own thing. And people, I've learned, would tend to feel threatened just because of how okay you are being to yourself and not needing to reach out for anybody's company or opinion and not caring either. So don't allow anybody to define you and make you feel less than who you are or feel like you have to run after anybody's approval, because 9 times out of 10, the people that you may be trying to seek some approval from or get some kind of, be noticed by, they're really not worth it, having their attention. And you actually may be doing them a favor by being part of their circle, opposed to, I'll say it like this, by having them be a part of your circle and not you being a part of theirs. By you being that person that ends up hanging around them, you probably would do more for them than they would for you. And usually I have found that that is the case with me. Most people are not going to tend to have the same kind of conversations or things that I like to actually talk about. A lot of people like to talk a lot of nonsense with things, and sometimes I'll just go along with it to listen to it, or just to hear, like, see where a person's mind is. But in my everyday of things that I do and things that I'm into, what I listen to, what I read, what I study, it's nowhere near in the same kind of category or sphere as some of the other people that are around me that I listen to their conversations, and honestly it's kind of boring, which is why I actually prefer to just work by myself. If I could have a remote job, that'd be heaven. But again, continue to be who you are and don't allow anybody to make you feel uncomfortable, because most of the time, you not pressing for the crowd, people are going to feel more intimidated by you, because they may just label you and make, say they, oh, you feel like you're better than, when you just doing you. You just doing you. So learn to recognize other people's insecurities and projections that they like to put out on you, simply because they're the ones that are more insecure.